Number 1. A man crashes into a gas station, steals a banana. Cravings are powerful, and they can make people desperate. One man had such a strong craving for a banana that he resorted to theft. The man in question broke into a gas station by crashing his car through the front door, with the sole intention of stealing a single banana. He casually ate it, got back into the station wagon that he had rammed into the locked gas station doors with, and took off as if nothing had happened at all. Number 2. A man tries to break into jail. James M. DeVore was charged with disorderly conduct and trespassing. Instead of being imprisoned, his sentence was time in a sobriety center and participation in a mental health program. So what exactly did he do, you ask? Ironically, he tried to break into a prison. DeVore was in a state of shock after his mother's passing, and in a drunken stupor, he decided to seek help in a prison. After he was turned away, he tried to sneak into the place and was caught while attempting to jump over the fence. This is quite possibly a first when it comes to attempting to break into jail, rather than breaking out. Number 3. A man volunteers to go to jail to get away from his wife. Anthony Miller is no typical bank robber. When he decided to hold up a bank in Pennsylvania, he arrived at the scene with an unloaded gun. Miller remained very calm throughout the incident. He made no threats, and he didn't even make a run for it after he received the money he had asked for. His curious behavior was soon explained when the police arrived. Taken into custody, Miller explained that he had an abusive wife who threatened to kill herself if he left her, so he decided that the only way he could get away from her was ending up in jail. Number 4. The drive-by urine thrower. People have crazy addictions that they do even the craziest things to feed. This Japanese man, however, probably outdid most of them. He claims that this particular mischief is extremely addictive. Spilling your urine over people. The man drives his car slowly beside a victim of choice and spills a full cup of urine over the unsuspecting passerby. The man who did this a total of 10 times was arrested for his unorthodox violation. Number 5. A young boy tries to sell drugs to a cop. A teenager in Florida decided to have a taste of thug life and become a drug dealer. Unfortunately, he didn't really have a natural talent for the business, and apparently no one was around to give him a serious business lesson. The boy decided to operate his dealings over the phone and ended up dialing a wrong number. He was unlucky enough to be accidentally connected to a police officer. He couldn't take a hint and insisted on selling drugs to the man in question. The officer agreed to buy, set up a meeting with the boy, and probably made the easiest arrest of his entire career. Number 6. A man tries to cash a $360 billion check. Charles Ray Fuller casually walked into a local bank and attempted to cash in a $360 billion check. Fuller was the kind of man who didn't quite know how to function in the real world, and he wanted to set himself up for life by pulling off an ingenious scheme. Unfortunately, he obviously didn't really know how the world of crime works either. To nobody's surprise other than his own, Fuller got arrested without ever seeing a dime of the $360 billion, as the bank clerk immediately called the cops on him. Number 7. The Celebrity Sleepover. The Hollywood A-lister Robert Downey Jr., formerly known for his penchant for sex, drugs, and rock and roll, was found passed out by a California family in the bedroom of their 11-year-old daughter. Upon their startling discovery, they proceeded to call the cops. Apparently, Downey was heavily intoxicated at the time and entered the home through their front door, which was left open by the family for some cross-ventilation. He then passed out in the child's bed, after which he was found by the child and her mother. The family didn't stop to take his autograph and handed a drunk Downey over to the police. The actor was arrested and charged with trespassing and for being under the influence of a controlled substance. Number 8. The Hypnotizing Holdup. An unidentified man who is said to be the spitting image of Saddam Hussein opted for an unorthodox strategy when it came to robbery. Instead of busting in with weapons and spitting out threats, the man would calmly wait in line at the register like everyone else. When it got to be his turn, he would work his magic and swiftly hypnotize the cashier into giving him all the money. The cashier would have no recollection of the events, and before anyone would be able to stop him, the man would walk out with the goods and run off. This occurred on numerous occasions, and the perp is still at large today. Number 9. Burglar, high on bath salts, breaks into home, puts up Christmas decorations. 44-year-old Terry Trent got very creative as a consequence of getting high on bath salts. Trent, who had a history of prior drug charges, broke into an Ohio family home and decided to put up Christmas decorations. After he had turned the ambiance into a festive one, he lit a candle on the living room table, turned up the volume on the TV, and laid back to enjoy himself. He was found by the 11-year-old who lived there, and after the boy alerted his mother, the police quickly arrived on the scene to take Trent away. Number 10. A man dies after eating cocaine hidden in brother's butt. D'Angelo Mitchell was charged with involuntary manslaughter after accidentally causing his brother's death. The pair were pulled over for driving with a broken headlight. Mitchell had many drug charges in his past and he panicked, fearing a long sentence after the cocaine he'd been hiding between his buttocks would be discovered. He then quickly convinced his brother to consume all the cocaine stashed in his behind to hide the evidence, but his brother had a bad reaction to the drug and died within the next hour in the back of a police car.